Whether
Yes.
it is remain in Palestine,
Dr.
whether it
Awad,
is in the
I want to take our focus and look at that diplomacy now, because the European Union says that it is ready to facilitate a return to nuclear talks with Iran as diplomatic efforts intensify following a series of strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities. Vice-President of the European Commission Kaja Kallas held talks with Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, stressing that a return to the negotiating table is essential to avoid further escalation. She urged Tehran to re-engage with the International Atomic Energy Agency and to remain committed to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. In response, Iran said it was open to dialogue, but insisted on security guarantees before any talks could resume. Foreign Minister Araghchi accused Europe of siding with the US and Israel, and warned that any future diplomatic process must be balanced and free from pressure. The EU initiative follows the G7's call for a resumption of talks. It comes amid warnings from the UN's nuclear watchdog that Iran retains the know-how to rebuild its nuclear infrastructure quickly. With regional tensions still high, Brussels is positioning itself as a key mediator to restart stalled diplomacy. Dr. Awad, I apologise for interrupting there. I want to look at the potential role that the EU can play in this situation diplomatically. The US, of course, militarily have played their hand, targeting Fordo and other nuclear sites as well. Is there an opportunity here for real diplomacy and a lasting nuclear deal with Iran after widespread condemnation about the level of uranium enrichment and the purposes that Iran said that their nuclear facilities were acting for? Generally, that's seen as not the case. So how can Europe be the middleman in this situation?
Well, I'll play the devil advocate here. Iran has already made it very clear that they have been under the attack, and they have not moved out of the negotiating tables. In fact, they were always, even the last minute, they were discussing with the European, and there was a meeting, and they said that we wanted for a peaceful solution. They all agreed and endorsed that things before the preemptive attack of Israel on Iran, and followed by the American action. But remember, it was President Trump who pulled out of the nuclear talk. In 2018, he withdrew from there. He thought that Biden did not have a good deal, and he criticized the predecessors, and he said, I will have a better deal, because he's a property dealer. He's not dealing with the human issues in this part of the world. He considered everything is like a corporate house. It doesn't work like this. So you're attacking a sovereign nation. Iran definitely wanted to go back to the negotiating table. Iran wanted guarantee that it is all nuclear program will retain as a sovereign nation, as like any other nation in the world, who have the right to enrichment of the uranium for their civilian purpose use. So if they can come back to the negotiating table, well, that sounds good. That means they are committing to the peaceful solution to the crisis. You don't have to give the upper hand to any unilateral or exceptional attack by any country against any nation, because you think that they may be having in their head thinking of ambitious to have a nuclear bomb, and you don't reach to that the critical mass or a critical juncture where you needed a 90% of enrichment of uranium to go nuclear. I'm not going to talk about Iran, whether they will go nuclear or no, but I'm saying here, after this attack, trust me, the Iranians are more determined to ensure that there is no more attack from the United States or Israel. They wanted a permanent deterrence from any attack in future in Iran.
Yes, absolutely. Dr. Wael Awad, thank you ever so much for staying with us and discussing multiple topics there from within the Middle East. We're going to move